Hey guys, it's Joel. I'm sitting in my new office, which I'm a pretty big fan of. It's really nice. I've enjoyed being in the new space. I hope you get to come in and see it. I wanted to do a short video about a lot of stuff that I see coming up, mostly in relation to politics, but this is definitely an old idea that is not just related to politics. There's kind of a thing where people have been getting into arguments about politics and then bringing that into therapy, and then it leads us into like a longer conversation about kind of child development and the way that people have a personal shadow that they avoid and some kind of answer that they develop in their house in childhood. And a lot of times we feel like we're fighting about this or that, but it really is this thing that we feel. So that's come up, I don't know, I can't even count the amount of times in the past month. So, kind of what I mean there is that there's sort of two main things that you learn in childhood that make you bad that you want to avoid. And there's a lot of subcategories of these, but on one side is not being understood, somebody not getting you, and on the other end is you not doing a good job being good enough. That's kind of your condition for being lovable. So those people tend to be more obsessive, more detail oriented, more like I don't want to get in trouble. Whereas this side wants you to really understand. They want to figure out how things work. They want to make sure that other people get them, that they get the world. So they like information and also are learning about the way that systems work, but that also that other people get the way that they get the world, if that makes sense. And so, like, what usually happens is that people have like a conversation, and they both sides of this come into therapy. It happens a lot. It's not just like one side, but like so. For example, you have two people talking, and one person goes like, "Well, I was so angry because he." Said he didn't have a reason for believing the thing that he believed, or she didn't have a reason. She just said, "This is the way I think it works. I don't really care." But that's a conspiracy theory to me, or that's left wing propaganda to me. And I needed to. I was saying, but these are all the reasons that that is wrong, and they just got really angry with me. And how could you not have reasons for what you believe? Which, I mean, I think it's a good idea, to have reasons for what you believe, or to be curious about life and the way things work and open to new information. But that isn't what the conversation's really about. Kind of what's happening there is that usually the other person on that other side of the conversation, what's going on in their head, or when they come into therapy, what they're going to say is that, this person was telling me that I'm bad, that I did the wrong thing, and that's arrogant. I get to do whatever I want. They were telling me that I was bad. So on one side, you have this person's kind of shadow self fear at being activated of you don't appreciate the way that I understand things. You don't care about the way that I understand the world. You don't get me. And on the other side, you have somebody who's saying, you can't tell me that I'm bad. I'm afraid of being ashamed. I'm afraid of being judged, and you're judging me. And that's kind of what they're getting. And so a lot of times when you have this person who comes into therapy, they say, I don't really care what people think about me. I'm fine if you want to think about, whatever. I'm fine if you want to judge me. And what they mean there is that they're not really okay what people think about them, because that personality style usually puts a lot of effort into making sure that you they're controlling how other people perceive them, or puts a lot of energy into making sure that people perceive them correctly or understand them. And so, like, what I'll say there is, I don't think that you actually do mean that. I think you're not afraid of being judged, but you're afraid of being misunderstood. If somebody likes you for the wrong reasons, it makes you upset. And if somebody dislikes you for the wrong reasons, if somebody dislikes you for the right reasons, you don't care. As long as they understand who you are and what you're about, and they don't like that, you're cool with it. But if somebody likes you, or they misunderstand you, that's what sets you off, and then they usually will start to come to that understanding. So the other side of this is the person who is at their root afraid of being judged, afraid of being ashamed, afraid of being made to feel bad or like they did it wrong. When they come in, they're going to talk about the way that they just want everybody to be a good guy, everybody to get along, everybody to not go on and on and on about all this information, that they just want you to leave them alone, and then they'll leave you alone. And I say, okay, that's fine, but maybe you don't understand where this other person's coming from, because you keep saying like everything he believes is bad, but also, or everything they believe is bad, but also I don't really care about what it is, and I don't really want to learn about that. And so, both of these styles can teach each other a lot, and a lot of the conflict that we have, we pretend is about some issue with the family or values or, faith or politics or whatever, but it's really this feeling of I'm not comfortable being judged and made to feel that I need to do something different. So I avoid that. And, or this feeling of I don't want you to not understand me. I want to make sure that you know who I am in order for me to feel okay. And, both of those things are okay. I don't want anyone to be judged, and I don't want anybody to be misunderstood. But it's our uncomfortableness with that. Our inability to say, this is what I'm doing for me, you do what you want for you, that brings that emotion into it that becomes the problem. So, anyway, that's one way to think about it. I hope that makes sense. And if you got any questions, leave a comment. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.